Welcome to Just Ranked, your favorite podcast about ranking music.
Woo!
Welcome back, people. You know, we have a lot of fun doing this show.
Do
We're in our second
we?
season.
Do we?
Well, we pretend to. We're on our second season. This is our 52nd show, I think, right? 53rd, something like 52nd?
54th.
54th show. I can't count. But in our second season, thank you so much for tagging along with us. Check out justrankedpod.com. There you get to see all the good stuff, like not only the URLs and links and the show, but merch. We got merch now.
We do.
So check it out. Give us some free advertising. We love it. But today we have a big one. We are doing GNR, baby. Guns N' Roses. We're diving head first into the beautiful wreckage that is Guns N' Roses, a band that just didn't clash in 1980s glam style. They drove right through the fucking door and created havoc musically and socially. Let's face it, they took what I call the dirty garage rock of the mid to late 80s, like them, Faster Pussycat, LA Guns, all that just unproduced, kind of really dirty, no makeup. This is exactly how we are, speaking their minds, whether you like it or not. They perfected it.
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses formed in Los Angeles in 1985 when co-founders Tracy Guns and Axl Rose combined their two bands, LA Guns and Hollywood Rose. Guns left the group citing that it just wasn't fun anymore. Guess who he was replaced by? He was replaced by Slash, Mr. Top Hat. He would be was known as the classic lineup of GNR, adding Izzy Stradlin on rhythm guitar, Duff McGagan on bass, and Steven Adler on drums. Rejected band names for Guns N' Roses was Heads of Amazon and AIDS. Again, you gotta remember where this band was at the time. So that totally clocks, man. Not appropriate. It doesn't age well, but that's how they were. They arrived when glam metal was really pretty and responded with the complete opposite. They were dirty. They spoke their minds. Their songs were about excess, addiction. Like, they spoke very plainly about drug addiction, not making it sound sexy at all. Love, paranoia, and survival in a city that would just eat you alive. GNR started building a loyal fan base in LA, performing at venues like the Troubadour and the Roxy. That took note of Geffen Records, who in March 1986, they signed them. They turned a more lucrative contract with Chrysalis, which had sought to alter their image and want to control their music. Geffen, on the other hand, offered them full creative control and $75,000. And December 1986, the band released their first EP, Live Like a Suicide. The irony was that was not a live album. It was an album recorded in the studio and just live audience putting a background mixed in.
Really? I didn't know
that. Yep. And again, low produced, doesn't sound great, but it had some great tunes on it. And March 86, December 86, the band released their Live Like a Suicide, and include covers of Rose Tattoo's Nice Boys, Aerosmith's Mama Kin, which is a pretty damn good version, along with two originals, Reckless Life and Move to the City. Guns N' Roses then debuted their first full album, Appetite for Destruction, released July 21st, 1987, with its original album art that created a little bit of stir.
A little bit.
By artist Robin Williams, and had to be pulled from shelves. Imagine that. A robot rapist was controversial. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure I can find anywhere, but I'm sure that had to have been like to garner some kind of press. But the album didn't sell when it first came out. It didn't. The first single that lingered for almost a year without performing very well. David Geffen finally contacted MTV and convinced them to play Welcome to the Jungle. They did so, but on a Sunday morning at 4 a.m. But music fans were watching on Sunday at 4 a.m. It took notice, and that album went over to sell over 30 million copies. Since then, the band sold over 100 million copies worldwide, 45 million alone in the U.S., impressively released two double albums in 1991, Use Your Illusion 1 and 2, each selling over 18 million apiece. So imagine that. I remember at the times, like, why are they doing this? And I like a lot of double and quadruple albums out there. There are a lot of playlists out there, or even some bootlegs where you can find like people have narrowed down the best 12 songs to make Use Your Illusion even sound even better, right? Of the 12 best songs. But they also have had over the years 24 different band members, 6 albums, 5 EPs, 25 singles, 13 of those singles hitting the Hot 100, 6 hitting the top 10, and hitting #1 once with Sweet Child of Mine. Like them or hate them, they're a staple in rock, especially back in the day. They made a point. They ruled the world at one point. With all that, Dink's going to tell you the biggest fan he is. He's going to give us his list and tell us how we're all wrong and how he's right.
Oh,
go ahead, Dink. Go ahead.
Is that what I do? All right.
Oh, samesies.
Sweet. Oh yeah, samesies. Can we do a samesies?
Yeah, I'll do 3.
I'm gonna do 4.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm with Dink on this one. I'm saying 4.
Trace
Hombres.
Trace
Hombres.
Okay.
Wow.
Joe, what did you say?
3.
3. All right. So 3 on the bottom, 4 on the top. All right.
Like it on the bottom.
Okay, I have a few things to say before I get into my list. They're not really disclaimers, more of just comments. Much like some other lists in the past, because this keeps happening to me, definitely last week with Kiss. These lists, some of these artists, bands, whatever, I've done these lists years ago, and they're slowly changing. So this list, I had a song at number 9 that jumped into my top 4 after listening to them a lot in the last week or so. Pushing Out, I hate to name a song, but Pushing Out, 1 in a Million. I'm not sure if it makes anyone else's list, but it's definitely a song that is going to be tough to talk about anyway. So it's good it got pushed out by this song. Secondly, before I name that song, I will say 3 of my 4 are from Appetite. We did an Islands album episode, and Appetite did not make my list. But if we do a version 2, Appetite will be on it. I love Appetite. I know that hurts you to hear, Jimmy. Even though you're wearing the shirt, I loved Guns N' Roses. I loved Appetite anyway. There's so many core memories with that album in high school, and it just stayed with me. And I make a point every year to go back and listen to it in full a couple of times. I might skip over the Overkill songs, Welcome to the Jungle and Paradise City, but I love the album front to back. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. My number 4, I'm innocent, so you can suck me, is Out to Get Me.
Nice.
Yeah, a raw street blast from Appetite, aggressive and unfiltered, written primarily by Axl and Izzy. Song channels paranoia, run-ins with the authority, and feeling of constantly being targeted, which is kind of Axl's friggin' MO, that everybody is out to get him.
Yep.
But it's about his real-life clashes during the band's early LA days. Wasn't released as a single, didn't chart on its own, but became a fan favorite. It's got that gritty tempo groove driven by Slash with the heavy blues riffs. Yeah, that's really all I have in my notes. Adler is pretty decent in it for all the flack he gets for his drumming.
He's a solid drummer.
Yeah, I think he's a solid drummer too. He's a solid on that album anyway. Yep. And yeah, he probably went off the rails with his addictions and stuff.
You think?
As they do.
Yeah. The only other note I had is there's a really good Hailstorm cover of the song as well.
Okay, I haven't heard that.
Yeah, it's good because Lizzie's awesome, right?
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Pure talent.
But that's it. That's my number 4.
Yeah, I think we're going to hear this album a lot today because I think there's 3 versions of Guns N' Roses, right? There's probably the EP in this album, and then there's Use Your Illusion and Spaghetti Incident, right? And
right.
Chinese
just got ridiculous after that with
nobody
wanting
Lies
to be around
the first 2 albums because I think Lies sounds more like the first 2 albums, even though it's an acoustic album, right? But it reminds at the heart of the first 2 of the first EP and the first album. And then of course everything without the rest of the band is just pretty much Axl, right? Chinese Democracy and a bunch of other stuff.
Right, or Aunt Edith.
Very succinct in different periods of the band's terms. So yeah, I think we're gonna hear this. I think a great pick. It really is, because again, I could have probably picked any. Again, there's a couple songs I'll never listen to again. Sweet Child, mine obviously. Welcome Jungle gets kind of a pass a little bit, but there's just some songs on there I can't ever listen to. But
that's funny because I'm the opposite. Sweet Child gets a pass, and I skip over Welcome to Jungle. So.
See, I think it's because Welcome Jungle at least has the aggression the rest of the album has, where Sweet Child, which is a great song, right? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, the entire album's got that aggression. Yeah,
I actually really enjoy Slash's solo in it. So
should we do this the entire
podcast? I know that's probably hard to hear for a guitar player as well.
No.
Anyway, I'll move on to my number 3. It is also from Appetite, and It's So Easy.
It's so
number 1.
I was gonna start singing. Is that it? Is that number 1?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I almost started singing, by the way.
One of the sleaziest, most swagger-heavy cuts from Appetite, showing their most unapologetic style. Co-written by Axel Duff and West Arkeen. And if anyone doesn't know who West is, he was buddies with Duff, right? Lived near them, formed a friendship, and then began writing songs. Axel considered adding him as the third guitarist, but didn't. But he collaborated on a bunch of stuff. It's So Easy, Crash Diet, Bad Obsession, The Garden, Sentimental Move, Yesterdays. And he also wrote Make Your Play and Pressure for one of my favorite bands, Brother Kane. So that was cool too.
I did not see that.
But yeah, back to the song. It's the bass line really that drives the song, which is Duff, right? And the rhythm guitar by Izzy, and the rest of the guys are just kind of doing their thing, right? Adler's laid back swing is kind of cool. But I love this song. I love so many of the songs on Appetite, so it's hard to choose, but this is my number 3. It's So Easy.
Nice.
Joe, if you have any other notes and you want to wait till yours, or if you want to add them now, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much everything. The only thing I thought was pretty interesting is when they submitted the video for the song, it was not allowed on MTV. MTV said, no, we're not airing this.
Big surprise, right?
Well, that time was like there was like some scantily clad women and stuff like that in it, and they weren't too keen on that. So yeah, they could not get the video played on MTV at the time. So
well, they like it's funny because your intro, I did not know that about the band names. They like their controversy, right? Whether it was videos or album art or fucking band names. Could you imagine if they called it AIDS? Hey, have you listened to AIDS? Oh, I love AIDS. Like,
right. But like I said, it made sense, even though it's completely offensive. It makes sense on where they were at that time.
Oh yeah, they were AIDS.
Right.
I mean, they kind of were, because I mean, I like you brought it up. It's a song I probably should not like, but I like 1 in a Million.
Oh, me too. But it's a terrible song.
Yeah. Even back in the day, I was like, ugh.
Yeah, it doesn't age well, but it's such a great song, right? Like,
great catchy song. It's the one acoustic song you can hear electric. I can hear it being played heavy too, but
yeah.
And plus there's no drums in that song, right? And it's still a fucking rocking song. There's no drums. It's just a guitar and vocals. But yeah, that was just their time, man. So this is a great pick, because again, the reason why I picked this song is because, and you'll find out where it's in my list later on, but it's just that pure aggression, man. I love, that's what made them great. And they kind of lost, again, I guess a lot of times money does that, right? Also now they're no longer homeless, right? He's no longer couch surfing. He's now a multimillionaire. He's renting out a freaking aircraft carrier for November rain, right? And
right.
You know, it's a completely different band.
Completely changed. I know. It's like, what the fuck?
I mean, they get flack for that now, but back in the day, I was like, oh my god, you see the November rain video? It's like,
right.
Let me step on anybody's toes with their songs, but that's again a different. They became a different band because,
well, and that was Axel driven, right? Like, again, and not to jump on anybody else's information if they have those songs, but if you watch the documentaries, the rest of the band members didn't like the way the band was going with all the piano, all the theatrics. That's not what they were, right? But that was Axel driving that bus, right?
Oh yeah,
or driving that ship.
and he got a lot of flack for it then, and I'm sure that's probably one of the many reasons why they broke up. But it's like. Yeah. You know, whether you like it or not, he wanted to be a songwriter, and just
and some of that stuff is gold. Like
exactly,
some of it's not, right?
I just would have liked to heard. I hate to say this because I didn't want a second Purple Rain with Prince, but I would love to heard a advanced or a more progressive version of Appetite for Destruction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm a hypocrite. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Well, I do have a note, and it's about his voice. With this song, he does a 2 or 3 octave drop with a baritone backing vocal.
Yeah.
It's so easy, and it works.
Almost spoken word at some parts, right? Like
it works. So, not a big fan of his voice. Not gonna lie, but some of the things he does is pretty cool, and that is an example of what Jimmy says. Hey, that works. I like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, if you like the album, and you can get past the overkill tracks, like it flows well with some of these different tempo songs or his vocal changes, right? I think it's a good flowing album, and that's maybe why I like it.
Yep.
Number 2 for me is also from that. So there's my 3 songs, Bang 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 off of Appetite, and this was my favorite song by them for a couple of years until the Use Your Illusions came out. But this is Night Train. I fucking love Night Train. It's
I wanted to sing.
Oh,
number 2, right out of the bat.
There you go.
Right out of the gate.
I've been low at number 3.
Well, one of their fastest, most ferocious tracks, inspired by the band's early LA days and their fondness for cheap fortified wine. Night Train Express song celebrates reckless freedom and no apologies, right?
Yeah.
Never released as a single, but became a fan favorite. Like I said, I loved it.
I heard this song incessantly.
Yeah. This is a song I used to, when I would pluck a song from this
song.
album, this would be the one I plucked.
Absolutely. That's what everyone around me did too.
Yeah. That's it. That's all I have for my notes. Chris, if you got anything else to add or you want to wait, feel free.
You pretty much got what I got, man.
Well, one little note, Out to Get Me and Night Train, they kind of have the same vibe. So
yeah, and that's maybe why I pushed Out to Get Me up, because I'm like, fuck, it's just so much like Night Train, and I love Night Train. I'm putting this fucking song.
Same meter, same tempo, same kind of melody. So I could see why you love both of those.
Yeah.
Yep. Makes sense.
Okay, I'll move on to my number 1. My number 1 is easily my number 1. It's possibly in my top 50 favorite songs of all time. It is Estranged. I fucking love this song. Is it another Samesy? All right.
There's 3 in the first segment.
Yeah, like clearly symphonic, explores themes of isolation, paranoia, emotional disconnection, all Axl's fucking brain shit. Released as a single in the early 90s, received strong radio play and charted on the Billboard mainstream rock chart, despite its epic length of 9+ minutes.
Yeah.
I don't think there was a radio edit. And if there was, I've never heard it. Like, it's always been the full version for me anyway. It unfolds like a symphony, moody keyboards, the rhythm section's amazing. It is an amazing song. I honestly love this song. And I don't hate his vocals like you might, Jimmy, but they can irk. And this song, I think, is almost, well, for them anyway, it's perfection. For them. Not perfection musically, but for them, it's perfection. And I could totally see why the other guys were probably like, oh, Jesus Christ, what is this stuff? Because between this and Civil War and November Rain, they all kind of had, but it's just an amazing fucking song. And if you've ever heard anyone just play it on the piano, it's fucking wicked. But anyway, that's it. That's all my notes. That's my list. That's my number 1. That is my songs.
Well, I have tons of notes. My segment's going to be so short, and I'm going to say all of the notes for Estranged, so I'm going to save them.
Okay, save them. I will pass it off to Chris, and I've taken 2 of his songs, so his segment could be short as well.
It's pretty short. So I had a big GNR phase when I was younger. There's some core memories of things that I can remember listening to, watching videos, being in places where it was, and I loved them for a while. And then after Use Your Illusion 2, that was it for me. I don't remember when, but I kind of got away from them. Not kind of, completely got away from them, and I don't listen to them anymore, except for for this podcast.
Wow. Yeah.
Started to listen to them again. Now, do I dislike them as much as I thought I did? No. But it is a lot of the early stuff. 3 of my 4 are Appetite.
Nice.
So that is why we have so many samesies, I believe. But my number 4 is from Use Your Illusion 2, and it's from it is You Could Be Mine from the Terminator 2 soundtrack.
Yes.
Probably is why it's so ingrained in my fucking head. The video played constantly on Much Music.
All the time.
That movie was massive. I remember going to Subway and getting the Subway cup. It had Arnold's picture on it with the half face and fucking T2 everywhere, and that song was massive.
I'll get a meatball in that cup.
I have memories of like driving back roads with that fucking the drums kicking in. It's totally a driving song that I didn't listen to for years, right? Released in June 25th, first single from both albums. Slash is quoted as saying that they started writing this song as early as Appetite for Destruction. And then one of the things I read that I didn't really check to see if it was true, but it was apparently Arnold Schwarzenegger had some of the band members over to negotiate the rights of the song being used in the in the movie. But I don't know if that's true. But
did everybody sleep with the maid or no?
There's a lot of love children that day.
You never know how many kids came out of that. But yeah, just having the band ingrained in my mind. I was just thinking about it now. I remember the guy, I can't remember who it was, but I remember 2 lockers down from high school. Every time he opened his door, there's a picture of Axel from one of the magazines with a big bottle of Jack Daniels between his legs, just fucking sitting there in all his fucking get up. And there was so much about that rock and roll and drinking culture.
Oh yeah.
Right? Anyways, You Could Be Mine was a bit of a hit for them. It only hit number 29 in US Hot Billboard, but it was massive in Europe. Number 1 in Spain, number 2 in Sweden, number 2 in Switzerland, number 2 in Italy, number 2 in Ireland, number 1 in Finland, number 2 for the Dutch, number 3 in Canada.
But not that high in the US.
Number 29.
Wow.
100 though, right?
Surprising.
In the top 100, yeah.
I was gonna say, for rock in the United States, we've learned that's really good.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Especially then, because Color Me Bad.
Jesus Christ. Well,
not in my store, you don't.
Not in my store, you don't.
but it was like you were saying, Chris, it's a perfect melding of GNR, because at that time they hadn't come out because the song came out, I believe, before Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 did. It came out.
It was the first single released off of both albums. It was the first
and pre-release of the albums, right?
Before the album and for the movie. So everyone was clamoring they want a new GNR song. I remember that just being absolutely just huge, and that video being played through the roof.
And it's just in your face, fucking
in your face,
hard, right? Like
I went from liking that song back in the day to like, I'm sick of this song because I heard it so much.
Oh, I did too. But when I started re-listening to this, fucking
no, I believe I have to look at my list, but I think it was 9 or 10 on my list. So yeah.
My list was only really 8 or 9 songs long because I'm, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan. Really.
It's like Appetite for Destruction, and
Jimmy's like, I had 4.
I remember November Rain made my list, but not really because I like the song. Still more for the memory of the video and Stephanie Seymour, his girlfriend, the supermodel at the time, being in it. Also having the Playboy with her in it at the time. So
he completed the collection.
Jimmy, you got something to say?
I do. I got something to say. Bringing back the old Def Leppard thing.
I got something to say.
All right. So, core memory. Oh my God. So, going to school at St. Cloud State, go Huskies. I lived next door to the Dollar Theater. Every Tuesday night, the movie was $1. We fucking saw T2 15 times. I never want to see that movie ever again.
I gave him $15.
Right.
15 whole bucks, and they let us walk in with beer. They didn't care.
It's awesome.
So you could be mine. Matt Sorum fucking kills it and delivers so hardcore on this song that I never want to hear again.
I meant to bring his name up. Thank you for bringing it up. I totally forgot to do that.
Yeah. Matt Sorum is a badass. I was lucky enough to meet him one time, really briefly. Really cool. We were talking in the pre-show about people that are willing to go above and beyond to sign shit and whatnot. I met him in a different scenario. It was more of a one-on-one with a couple other people, and he couldn't have been more gracious, more welcoming, and wanting to talk to me. He didn't want to talk about Guns N' Roses with me. He wanted to talk about drums because I was wearing my Zildjian shirt, my famous Zildjian shirt back then. And we just started talking and chatting, and we ended up not even talking about drums. We were talking about movies. Just really, really cool, gracious guy. Really great guy. And it was always, excuse me, I'm sorry, I have to talk to these guys. I'll be right back, though. He would go and come back and, oh, sorry, what were we talking about? So he really wanted to be in that conversation. Not that I'm an enthralling person. That's the kind of person he was. So that is my kudos, hands down. Matt Sorum.
And that's telling because a celebrity would normally be like, I'll be back. They're not coming back.
Never come back. I never see him.
Right. No, he came back, brought me popcorn. Just kidding. But no, T2, I never want to see it again. I never want to hear this song again. But core memory is that St. Cloud State, going to the theater with the roommates and all the buddies and bringing a 12-pack of beer in with us, sitting down in the chairs and drinking beer. And Joe, you and I know something about drinking in movie theaters.
A little bit, yeah. A little bit.
The Sandlot. Anyway, the song is infectious. It's a good song. I just heard it so many goddamn times in a 6-month period that I'm okay. I've gotten my use out of it.
You know, Jimmy, you say that about watching it in the movie theater. I remember seeing it at the Gravenhurst Drive-In. I remember the car. My dad had a Pontiac Bonneville at the time. I remember sitting in the back seat and the sound system cranked. Fucking absolutely love that movie. Still, I will. That's a remote drop for me. If I see it on TV, I'll stop and watch it.
Nice.
You know, Jimmy, I gotta be honest. I don't know what I'm more surprised by, the fact Matt Sorum turned out to be a really good guy, or the fact someone told me a good story about St. Cloud State.
See, go Huskies and Matt Sorum.
I want popcorn.
Good pick, Chris. Good pick.
Yeah, good pick.
All right, my number 3. This is where I kind of felt maybe kind of basic, but it's from Appetite from Destruction, and like I said, I'm going back to like core memories and remembering stuff. And number 3 is Paradise City.
Oh wow!
Ouch!
Oh, Jimmy doesn't like that one. Oh, ouch!
It's a little lower for me.
No.
You kind of took me down there too.
You see, I brought the vibe back up. That's a great pick. It's
kind of like one of those ones for me where I remember it being played when I would be at the fall fair. Like the other ones are in the background somewhere.
Oh, it's a backdrop song for sure.
Like 100%. And I remember for me, it's one of the rare ones where I discovered this song on MTV and not much music, because I had a friend, Adam Shire in Bryan Shire. They had a farmhouse, and they had, remember the original big satellite dish,
giant
big
satellite dish
in the yard, and they got MTV. They didn't get much music, and this is how I discovered a couple of Guns N' Roses songs. So I have a core member of being, I can still picture their living room, fucking playing fucking Nintendo off in the laundry room off the side. You're like, what the fuck is that? Like, right? Yeah, it flashed back for me as soon as I heard the song, so it fucking went in to number 3.
No, that makes sense. Totally makes sense.
Yeah, I was just gonna
third single off of the album. Apparently, was written in the back of the van after a show in San Francisco, and
down by the river.
Yeah, and where the grass is green, the girls are pretty. Apparently, Rose sang that, but Slash rang where the girls are fat and they've got big titties, but the rest of the band didn't like that lyric. They stuck with Rose's lyric. I don't know if that's true. I read that. I just read that on Wikipedia. I'm not sure if it's true, but I really think that it probably could be because that sounds like something that they would have said.
I disagree with that laughter.
Sorry.
I gotta say, even though I'm thoroughly sick of this song, I gotta say the main guitar riff, man, it's a fucking badass riff, man.
What I was going to say is, again, he does that baritone harmony with himself.
Yeah.
Take me down to the paradise
Yeah.
city. And it works so well for him. So he just kept duplicating it. I mean, why not? If it works,
He did
fucking
well.
capitalize on it.
Yeah, he did a lot
So-
of
Guitarist Andy McCoy said that the song copied several riffs written by his band Hanoi Rocks.
Right.
There may be some Hanoi Rocks notes on my list.
All right, there you go. So, because apparently Axl and the band were big fans of Hanoi Rocks, right?
Izzy Stradlin was friends with them.
Right. And Chris, like, you have it on your list, and the three of us are probably sick of it. But I know tons of people that still love
Clamor
this.
for it. Yeah.
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 Because I'm always like, oh, really? You
Casual
don't see
GNR
them?
fan. I think the casual GNR fan, especially. Big
Yeah.
time.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
My number 2 is Night Train.
Yeah. Awesome.
I'll drink
Um,
again.
I don't know if I had anything other than I had the whole thing about the alcohol, the guitar. Oh, this was pretty cool. Guitar World had it number 8 of the top 10 drinking songs of all time.
Really?
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Isn't it about Night Train, the drink?
It's
Yeah.
about a wine. Dink had it in his
About
thing,
wine,
night,
yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Night Train Express are popular with the band because it was low price and high alcohol content.
Right. Night Train.
And like I
and
said,
Mad
they
Dog
were big in that
50.
drinking. They were big in that drinking culture, right? That rock and roll,
Oh, yeah.
sex, drugs, rock and roll. Let's drink all the whiskey and wine we can.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
sleaze. The
Yeah,
sleaze. Yeah.
and the
Sleaze,
cheapest
yeah.
alcohol you could find too,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
which we all did.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, Joe, do you remember the joke alcohol I had at my wedding?
I do, but what was it again?
I had a bottle of Mad Dog. I had a case of Boone's Farm.
Yeah,
And I had a bottle of Night Train.
Really?
Mhm. Just for the joke. I mean, it cost me 35 cents for all of that. So
who still has it?
I keep hearing Mad Dog. What is Mad Dog?
MD 2020, it was kind of a liqueur / Night Train wine.
Yeah,
My only reference for it was Robin Williams talked about it in his stand-up one time, and that's the first and only time I'd ever really heard of it because we didn't really. I don't think we had Mad Dog.
I don't think we had it. Yeah.
it's not good.
Oh, no, it's fantastic.
No, it's awful.
Mhm.
It's the worst.
Oh, I bet it's horrible, but yeah.
It's awful. I mean, it's better than Malort.
Malort. Tonight is the night you fight your dad.
So, I mean,
No.
Oh, by the way, remember I was talking about the Basement Yard podcast? They made their guy, the same guy they made read the Free Diddy thing. They made him drink a fucking Malort advent calendar for December.
See? I wasn't lying. It's a real thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
he was fucking. They were betting on how many times he was gonna gag every time he did one.
it's awful, man. It's
Joe almost got an Malort advent calendar.
I was forced to do 2 shots of that shit.
Yep,
Oh,
I have
don't-
video.
There's no way you would have to fucking put a gun to my head probably to make me drink that just by watching people's reaction to it. I'm like,
It's so bad.
I'm gagging thinking about
I
it right
wonder
now.
if that's what I like. I had a buddy back in Ontario, Kitchener, before I moved, and he had some awful shit. And I did a shot, and I instantly, and I can do shots of pretty much anything. As soon as it hit the back of my mouth, I knew I was going to barf.
Okay.
And I was in his kitchen and ran to his kitchen sink and barfed. And we were having a barbecue, and his sausages were thawing in the sink. And he's like, dude, you just barfed on my sausages. I'm like, well, that's a weird sentence anyway. And that was the grossest shit I've ever tasted.
You're just helping him ferment.
That is a wild sentence.
He's barfed on my sausage. Well,
You'll know if
put it in
it's
my mouth.
Malort if the taste stays in your mouth for like 5 hours.
Mhm.
It's awful.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. I'll have to ask.
All you
him,
tasted
but it
was barf for the next 5 hours.
I know.
Like Malort.
I drank a bottle of red wine that night to erase the taste.
We had some Malort at the Sochek Christmas this year.
Oh my God.
Nobody had heard of it before, and somebody got a bottle as a joke gift. So I'm like, come on, let's do it.
Ugh.
Chicago handshake.
Nope.
Oh no, I'd rather fucking drink Screech.
Winnipeg handshake is more knifey.
Or a little more stabby.
You Canadians are so cute with your knives.
I
Nice.
know. A knife. That's not a knife.
What are you trying to butter some bread? What's going on?
Right. Do you have any croissants?
Oh.
Croissant.
All right, let's bring it back.
Sorry, we got off the rails there.
That's right.
Off of the night train.
Right. Oh my Guns N' Roses, so rails are on the table.
Yeah, that's true.
They're all about rails. They love rails. My number one is Welcome to the Jungle.
Wow.
Again, core memory, MTV. I remember it again at Adam's place. It being played. I don't know. It kind of stuck with me when I was listening to it over and over again. This week, it wasn't on my list, and it kept moving up. And I'm like, you know what? I think it has to be number one, just for the memories I have with it. It was
Makes sense.
Yeah.
For some reason, in my notes, it says second single, and it was released in the UK in September 87, and then again in October 88 when it was released in the US as a single.
Yeah,
For some reason, it was released a second time in the UK at the same time as it was released a year later. And then the 7-inch side, the B side, was a version of A Whole Lot of Rosie by AC/DC.
Oh wow!
Really?
I did not know that.
Apparently,
I did not know that.
I didn't do a deep dive, and I didn't look for a version of that, but I'm going to, because that intrigues me, because I do like A Whole Lot of Rosie.
Yeah, me too.
I could see that sounding pretty decent.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah,
it's kind of their style.
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah, it's their shtick, their style. Yeah.
Not that I'm a big fan of Rolling Stone, but 2021 Rolling Stone had it 491st of 500 greatest songs of all time. Not rock songs, just greatest songs of all time.
Wow.
I mean, that makes sense because there was a whole fucking movement for Guns N' Roses off Appetite. Like the music the music world shifted and allowed Guns N' Roses in and kind of lifted them up and held them above everyone else. So that doesn't surprise me. Maybe the 491 might be weird, but it's on the list. It makes sense in my mind. I guess I should work for Rolling Stone.
It's not weird to me that it's on the list, and it is low enough that I'm like, yeah, that's decent enough. If it was like in the
140, you'd be
that,
like, well, come on.
yeah,
Right.
exactly. If it was in the hundreds, they'd be like, really? Maybe
I don't think so.
220. I'm like,
That guy only listened to 140
I'm not the largest like fucking GNR fan, right? So
right.
it is what it is.
What was the? And I don't want. Is that the end of your notes, Chris? Because I have a question.
The other thing I had was apparently the breakdown was based on a Duff McKagan song that he wrote in '78 with his punk band called The Veins. And the song was called The Fake.
Oh, right on.
Recycling material. I love it.
A lot of bands
Yeah,
do
and
it.
then all I was going to say was I had this cassette on play on the my Ghetto Blaster when my dad was opening his print shop and I was help paint the walls, and he would leave and go do stuff, and I would crank this while I was painting the walls. So I have a real strong memory of like just fucking,
Yeah.
me growing up listening to this, and that's another reason why it's in my number one spot.
Yeah, I know that makes total sense, right? Core
Absolutely.
memories are stuff that stays with you, and
Yeah.
if that song takes you back to something,
Especially with you and I, Dink, when we're not musicians, right? So I rely a lot on my nostalgia for this.
Yeah,
shit.
me too. Yeah, totally. My only point I was going to make. Sorry, Jimmy, go ahead.
I was saying, even as a musician, I rely on my core nostalgia. I mean, we talk about it all the time through 54 episodes. We always have a spot to bring back that core memory, as Chris talks about with the core memory. It's a cool thing to look back at. So regardless if you play an instrument or not, core memory is a solid memory.
And that's what
Right,
music does, right? I
Yeah.
think I've said it before. I posted the meme. It's your time machine, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
My only point I was going to make about Welcome to the Jungle. What was the Clint Eastwood movie? Was it a Dirty Harry movie that song was in? And Axel might
with
have
Jim
even been in
Carrey. Yes, it is Deadpool.
Deadpool. And was
Jim
Axel
Carrey's-
even in the movie?
No, Jim Carrey, the musician, in they're shooting a music video in the beginning of the movie, and Jim
Right.
Carrey is the singer. I'm doing air quotes
Yeah.
for the listeners.
Yeah. Okay. So I knew it was related to that. I remember it from that movie, right?
Yeah. Well, funny thing about that movie Deadpool, because of that movie, Minnesota passed a law that it was illegal to have a Deadpool.
Oh, get out! Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Wow.
Know that?
Look it up.
I did not know that.
All
I
right.
did not know that.
That is my list, and now I pass it off to Jimmy.
And I
big-
welcome the baton. I'm really excited to talk about this.
That's
No,
happening
I'm actually not being a jagoff. I found some really cool notes on my 4 songs. I'm sorry, I am not a huge Guns N' Roses fan. His voice takes it out for me. But there was 4 songs that I do enjoy, and I would keep them on for reasons that I'll explain during my list. But core memory, Paradise City. I talk all the time about KQRS. They played classic rock in just a little raindrop of modern music that kind of fit with their vibe. And Paradise City hit hard. And I heard it on the radio. I was driving my mom's boyfriend's car, a white car with a red racing stripe on it. And I was driving around and this song came on. I'm like, hey, this is kind of interesting. Turned it up. I was kind of head bobbing. Pulled in the driveway. The next day, I heard that song 17 times.
Yeah.
And that killed it for me. There was no momentum for me at all. And I remember thinking, this is interesting. It's different than what else was on or what was going on in my music world. It was completely different. So I kind of welcomed it for a moment. Joe calls me contrarian all the time. If a lot of people like something, I don't like it. I guess it's a great example of that. So there's a lot of core memories. Everyone around us. We talked in the Led Zeppelin episode just a couple weeks back about going to parties when we were younger. There was a very kind of limited space for different music and what everyone kind of welcomed. For me, it was Zeppelin, Billy Squier, Bad Company, and Guns N' Roses. Those were like the 4 bands that everyone, or albums, tapes, whatever, that were always on in heavy rotation. So this brings me back to a kind of a cool place in my life musically. So I'm just going to dive in. Number 4, it's a basic bitch, but that intro with the acoustic guitar, the anti-war message, the opposite of the Lies album, where they were a little more expletive, which I didn't really care for. This was more of a maybe a unburdening of himself from that album to the anti-war message. It is from Use Your Illusion to Civil War. There's number 4 right there. The Americans are right. Take that, Canada.
No, the Canadians are right.
I don't know how the Canadians said 4.
The Canadians
Are you
said 4.
4?
We
Take
said
Yeah.
that, America, you lying piece of shit.
Americans.
No.
What we've got here.
America tried
Failure.
to
Failure to communicate.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Yes. Yes. Which is a quote from Cool Hand Luke.
Yeah.
The song, it's a departure from that sleaze that we keep mentioning. They were kind of the forerunners for the sleaze movement of the early glam. So it's a departure. They were real songwriters. They were putting real music outside of that sleaze, fuck you, I'm going to drink alcohol and fuck bitches kind of stuff.
Right.
Excuse me. It was originally released 3 years earlier on a compilation album called Nobody's Child. when they went in to record the Illusions sessions, I didn't see exactly what time period that was. This is the last song that Steven Adler played on album for Guns N' Roses, and Matt Sorum came in quickly after that. It was the B-side to You Could Be Mine, 1991. The song number 1990, mainstream. 1993, it obviously recharted because of the album. Number 11 in the UK, number 22 in the Dutch, number 2 in Spain. The song was lyrically a true life experience. The riff was written during the Appetite Japan leg touring. Axl put lyrics to it at sound checks, and they kind of worked it out during sound checks, which a lot of bands do when they're touring as much as they were, so they didn't have time to go to a rehearsal studio and physically write songs. So bands write songs on the road during those sound checks when no one's around. Hey, that's a cool riff. Let's do something with it. Apparently Duff was at a peace march as a child with his mother, and somebody said to him, do you wear the black armband when they shot the man that said peace could last forever? So that was a real life experience that they turned in lyrically. And I thought that was a really, really cool a piece of information.
Yeah, that is cool.
Kerrang ranked the song number 14 of the best GNR songs. That's my notes on this. I do like this song. Not a fan of his voice, but musically, it's a really solid, cool song.
It was number 8 of my 9 songs.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in my top 10.
Well, it was number 4 of my 4.
Yeah, I think you get all the points. The only thing I had in my notes was Axl was talking about. He said he referred to Civil War as all war.
Right.
That he found it ironic that war only feeds the rich while it buries the poor.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and that was the anti-war sentiment that I was talking about at the beginning.
Yeah. No, I think a very one of the, I think personally, I think is by far and away the strongest track on that 4 album release of Use Your Illusion 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see, and it makes sense when they wrote it. When I guess when I read in the same notes you were, because this sounds like it could have been off of Appetite.
Yeah,
like the.
Oh, you think so? Okay.
Yeah, the latter part of Appetite, because it's got that. It's angry. It's a little more produced. Obviously, Use Your Illusion.
That's the difference,
so
right?
I produced it just a little bit and give them the same guitar sounds and everything else. It had the lyrics had that same anger, not obviously about drinking and doing drugs, but a different kind of anger. And
it's just not as dirty, right?
Like Appetite had, it would fit right in.
I can see what you're saying, but I'm going to humbly disagree with you because the production value aside, the song was way more mature than Appetite was. Appetite was a little more aggressive, a little more bombastic. I know I've used that word a lot lately, but there's a departure in this song to where it starts out just more melodic, more mature, and then the second part when they get up and going, I could see that part being more of the Appetite. But I'm a layman. I'm a layman.
Disagree.
What's that?
I don't really disagree. I just because if you take it for me along the lines of writing is right along with Rocket Queen,
Okay, fair enough.
So if you stick it right behind Rocket Queen, the same production value of Appetite, maybe you got something, maybe not.
Okay. Well, again, like I said, I'm a layman when it comes to Guns N' Roses because I don't celebrate the whole catalog.
Neither do I.
But it was really interesting. What I really found interesting about doing this list. Unfortunately, it wasn't the music. It was actually the history. There's a lot of notes and a lot of history to Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
And that's why I like doing this show, is doing the research and digging in and finding tidbits and gold nuggets. And there's a shit ton of gold nuggets with Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, we've talked about this in the past, right? Like all of us have heard these songs or these albums on all of these shows that we've done a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And haven't, or I know I haven't bothered to until we started doing this, really dive in, unless you have a brainwave sitting there listening and started looking something up, but I'm not looking up shit I'm listening to because whatever.
Yeah.
So it is kind of neat when you find out stuff or find
yeah.
out co-writers or any information on it. So it's kind of interesting, right? I hope people that are following along with us are finding it interesting too.
And any band that's had 24 members, you know,
Yeah, that's more than Kiss.
They're gonna have some good, interesting stories, you know. And they've had some amazing musicians and great guitar across the board, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think, and I was thinking about this before when you were talking about history. Guns N' Roses, and I could be wrong, but at the time, they seemed like they were the first band, that a rock band, I should say, of the time, that everyone wanted to know what they were doing at all times. And that was always bad because we knew, you know, they were kind of their own worst enemy, right? Because, you know, you had Axl breaking people's noses at concerts, stuff like that. They notoriously go late on, you know, they thrived on the chaos, right? And the havoc. They really did.
Yeah.
And so, and they were a staple on MTV. Everyone always needed to know what they were doing. It was a big deal. They played at the Roxy again, right? I think it was the Roxy, or was it somewhere else where it was like a big MTV special? And I had a bootleg of copy of that, and you know, everything. That's when they first played "Knocking on Heaven's Door."
Yeah, I know I had a buddy that had it too, and I recorded it off him because I'm like, "This is awesome, right?"
Yeah.
So when it came out on Use Your Illusions, and everyone's like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "I've already heard."
Yeah, it's overproduced. Yeah, exactly. What happened? It was that effect of having too much money, right, or too much time on an album,
right?
But yeah, that's one thing I always remember about them is they were that one band, the rock band, I should say, that had to be. Everyone needed to know what they were doing at all times,
and everybody was listening to them.
Yeah,
people that weren't rockers that you wouldn't suspect, right?
Yeah. Just eating it up,
right? Like,
well, that was also the kind of the time where, you know, bad PR was the best PR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Necessarily like now is bad PR is good PR, but that was the best PR. That escalated them to the pinnacle. Right. They bypassed. They were on an escalator compared to everyone else around them.
Yep. And they really couldn't even do something wrong because that would just literally sell more albums, right?
Right.
More time.
Right. I mean, look at Lies. That was
I was going to say they survived that.
Controversial. And everyone had their controversy and they just kind of got swept under the rug and moved on quickly to the next thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. So I guess number 3. This is from Appetite, 1987. The reason it's on my list is not the majority of the song. It is the chorus. There is an acoustic guitar being played, kind of loud, kind of heavy in the mix, and it's doom da da do da do doom da da do da do doom da da do da do da do da do doom. I know that was obnoxious that I just did that, but that is the whole reason that I love this part of the song, and it's "Think About You."
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I mean, the song's cool song. It's a cool song. Don't get me wrong. But that part draws me in and I want to focus on it. I will rewind that and keep playing that over and over and over because it's so cool and it's so unique to their style because they didn't, in my opinion, they didn't have this finesse. They were brash. Right. And when I hear a brash song with something with this unique finesse going on, it pulls me in and I want to hear more of it. So this is one of the few songs that's credited to the whole band, although Izzy Stradlin wrote the majority of everything. Izzy's quote is, "It's a fast love song about drugs, sex, Hollywood, and money. Written in the style of Hanoi Rocks," bringing it back to what you said earlier.
Yep.
The song was basically like a tribute to Hanoi Rocks. Izzy was a big fan of Michael Monroe and the rest of the band. I have a couple friends out there. Rob loves Hanoi Rocks, and he's happy to hear that reference. In 2000, per Axl in 2007, Slash said he doesn't like performing the song because it's a bit mid for him, but he loved recording the song. No charts. It never charted. That's my notes for "Think About You," you guys.
Love it. Great pick. Like I said, I love that album so much that minus the overplayed songs, I love all, like,
Yep.
I want to name them all, but I love all those deep cuts or deeper cuts for the people that don't. And I say people that don't know, but then we just finished saying that everybody was listening to it. So there's tons of people out there that know that album front to back.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they like all those other songs too, right? They might have flocked to the bigger ones.
Yeah.
But they know those other ones. Yeah, it's a great song. For me, I like it.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think you can go wrong with that any song on that album, even with the hits. I mean, cohesively, it's a perfect album. It really is, because, like I said, I've listened to those album tracks probably more times I've listened to the singles, right?
Yeah, me too.
I mean, they all hit that same. I mean, like I said, there's some bands. Rock and roll should be aggressive. Rock and roll should be controversial.
Yep. You've said that before.
It was all of those things, right?
Yeah.
And more. And it wasn't like they were trying. It was like, that's who they are, right? Even though Slash secretly came from money, you know, and all these things. Right. And they still seemed legit, and they seemed like they were being who they were, because
right. Really you're right. You're totally right. It didn't come off like they were trying too hard, like Use Your Illusions.
Going exactly my point, because they kind of, even though they weren't being glam, obviously the music at the time was glam, right? They were the antithesis of that,
along with rockers,
with those sleaze rock bands, right?
Plug in and
over time. Like I said, if you take a lot of musicians where their first album's always their best, why is that? Well, they were a struggling musician. There's something about that. You know, you have something to say. And now you become a millionaire and you're worth several $1 million. You got nothing to say. You got $1 billion to work on your next album. Or in this case, 2 double albums.
Right.
You know?
Well, I'm gonna piggyback of what you were talking about. You struggling musicians, you had a lot to say. That's where the emo music of the early 2000s happened. Yeah, people were sick of the commonality of music, and the younger generation had a lot of despair and depression and mental health issues. And luckily, they grew up in a time period where you could talk about it, where we didn't grow up in a time period where we could talk about it. We always said, oh, there's the weird guy talking to himself, you know?
Right.
Yeah. I don't mean that disparaging. It's more of a reality of how we grew up.
Yep.
And,
he must be on drugs.
Right? Exactly.
We're all on drugs. No, he must be on different
well, I'm on drugs. But okay.
Well, right?
He's on different drugs.
And the irony, now we see someone talking to themselves, they're like, oh, they're on a phone call. So,
yeah.
Dude, we don't want to hear it.
But yeah, the emo music, going back to that, my point was, you know, angst. Angst has a lot to do with a lot of different music genres. And this was one of those really angsty kind of bands. They had anxiety, they had aggression, they had a chip on their shoulder. So it really spoke to a lot of people because they were glam. I'm doing air quotes. But they weren't glam at all. In any capacity, they weren't glam. They just happened to have a look that matched the current culture of music. So that's why they stood out, because they were not really of that capacity, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, it does to me.
Yeah.
All right, I'll move on. Number 2, this is Basic Bitch. I was struggling getting another song on my list, so I was talking to my beautiful wife, and she said, well, I love this song. And I always thought, oh, God, I hate that song. So we listened to it on my phone right there. I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess I don't hate that song as much as I thought I did. I mean, it sounds stupid, but so I went back, I listened to it a couple more times, and I actually like this song. It's from Lies, 1988. It was the B-side to Paradise City originally, and it's I Used to Love Her.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Great song. It's my number 5.
Nice. Okay, so we don't have the 5th samey so far. I have one more.
Bussin' pissin'.
The song was written as a lark. It was written as a joke, and it's not about an ex-girlfriend, because I went to 3 or 4 different websites. Everyone thought it was about Axl's ex-girlfriend. It's not. It was just written as a joke. The No, it's not.
Well, back in the day, he literally gave several interviews. Like, it's not about my ex-girlfriend. He goes, it's about my old dog.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not about an ex-girlfriend.
He could have been
wrong.
He could have been bullshitting back in the day. Who knows? But he said that several times. Like, oh,
Well, that would make sense based on the lyrics if it was about a dog and you
Yeah.
had to kill it. And
yep, that's what he said. Anyhow,
6 feet under.
yeah, you don't really put a dog 6 feet, but whatever.
Right. So,
it's a big dog.
I found a really big dog. It's my 90-pound golden doodle. So Izzy Stradlin, there's a quote from him. He said, I was listening to the radio and some guy was whining about a girl that was treating him badly. I wanted to take the radio and smash it. Such self-pity. What a wimp. So we rewrote the same song we heard with a better ending.
There you go.
Axel later said that the inspired song Izzy was talking about was from Great White.
The band I was wrong about in our ballads episode.
Right. Which we had 3 songs on.
Oh, shit. Yeah. It was a huge hit that night.
So I have a couple ranking here from some magazines and whatnot. Spin ranked at number 42 of the best GNR songs. LA Weekly ranked at number 18 of 64 best GNR songs. Ultimate Classic Rock ranked at number 28th of 80 GNR songs. Loudwire ranked at number 83 of 87.
Oh, that was fucking way too low.
Way too low. Loudwire sucks. Yeah.
And the Houston Press ranked at number 5 on their list of 10 worst GNR songs. But yeah, number 2 on my list.
That's coming from publications that only listen to this kind of music. You know, it's like anything else.
Right. Like we were talking about in the 1971 episode.
They're internally 15 years old.
Right. Right. The Van Halen episode. Going back to the very first episode. We were talking about reviewers, and I said, this is what happens when you have a Burt Bacharach fan trying to review Van Halen, or in this case, Guns N' Roses. Yeah. So Houston Press, I'm assuming they were probably a huge country fan, and they didn't really know what they were listening to.
Acoustic song. I should like this. Oh, I don't like this song.
Right. I think they're wearing cowboy boots.
They probably were.
Number 9 on my list.
Number 9.
It's a good. It's a really good album, man.
It's a really good song. Like it's a good sing along. Like
it is. It's a contagious song.
It really is, man.
Yeah.
It's a great
song.
So
much so that I thought I hated the song, and my wife had me play the song, and I listened to it 3 or 4 more times, and I ended up tapping my toe and singing along with it. So I can be wrong at times. 50%.
And I gotta say this, over the years, he doesn't give interviews, but everything I've ever read in my entire life about Izzy Stradlin, he's got to be the nicest, coolest fucking guy ever. Yeah. Because he's always been like the antithesis of what Guns N' Roses really is, or
he's chill, right? Versus the rest of them.
Chill. Everyone he ever talks about always says he's the nicest fucking guy in the world, you know.
And that's probably why Gilby Clarke was put in there instead of him. Probably,
right? Yeah, he wasn't taking Axl's shit. He didn't get. He's made his money and got the hell out of town.
Right.
Yeah. Well, so number 1 is Estranged from Use Your Illusion 2 in 1991. Bear with me, I have some cool notes on this, okay?
Nice.
It's the second longest GNR song. Coma from Use Your Illusion 1 is the longest GNR song. I don't have a timestamp, but Estranged is 9 minutes and 23 seconds long.
Coma's over 10 minutes long.
Is it? Okay. In the liner notes, Axl thanked Slash, saying special thanks to Slash for the killer melodies of this song. So I thought that was kind of cool that he took a moment outside of himself to thank someone else. And that's a legitimate emotion. Slash recorded all of the guitars on this with his Les Paul Gold Top. It's kind of one of the famous video guitars that he played. Axl wrote the lyrics during a bummed out phase in his life. His marriage to Erin Everly was annulled, so he had that emotion. So that kind of makes sense why the Estranged thing happened. The thing that I thought was really cool is you talked about November Rain, and somebody else said something about Don't Cry. There was a trilogy of videos: Don't Cry, November Rain, and Estranged.
Yep.
The first two had Stephanie Seymour in them. They were going to record the third one, Estranged, but Stephanie Seymour and Axl Rose broke up, so they had to change the whole format. It's still a trilogy, but it doesn't really kind of go timeline with the other two videos. The third video has no connection to the previous videos. They were supposed to.
It's a Rise of Skywalker all over again.
Right?
Sorry for you non-Star Wars fans. They'll get it.
Right. No, I get what you're saying. So here's the cool information. The other set of cool information. Paste. I don't know this ranking source, if it's a magazine or a website. PASTE ranked number 2 of the 15 greatest GNR songs. Kerrang ranked number 4 of the 20 greatest GNR songs. Here's where it gets fun. It's the number 5 most expensive music video ever. $5 million. Today's money is $10.8 million. I did the math on this. Can you guys tell me the 4 other most expensive videos?
Michael Jackson's got to be one of those.
Scream, 1995, $7 million at the time. Modern money is $14.4 million.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Didn't Beyonce supposed to have one? It was supposed to be the most expensive video ever made, or was it?
Well, we talked about one on one of our other shows that it was the most expensive.
We did. It was the Madonna one.
Madonna.
It was Express Yourself.
Express Yourself.
About. Yeah. So Madonna has 2, 3, and 4 on this list. Number 2 is Die Another Day from 2002. Madonna, 6.1 million at the time, 10.6 now. Express Yourself is number 3 from 1989, cost $5 million at the time. Now it's 12.68. Number 4 is Bedtime Story by Madonna. Wow. At the time was $5 million. 1995, 10.3 million. Oh, wow. The charts. Real quick, the charts. Number 16, U.S. mainstream rock. Number 41, the Swiss. Number 26, Sweden. That is my list, guys.
Wow.
It's good.
Great list.
I did it. I survived.
You did it. We're so proud of you.
I mean, I've got hives now and I want to burn my shirt, but yes.
I want to give you a virtual hug.
Oh, here we go. Bring it in, guys.
Oh, here we go.
Very good. So, all right. With that, I'm going to hand it off to GNR Joe.
Well, 2 of my 4 are samesies. So where do they lie? I'll tell you what, they're not in 3 and 4. Let's put it that way. But number 4 for me is an album no one mentioned. Number 4 for me is Reckless Life from Live Like a Suicide.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
And this song, I'll get into this probably a little bit, but this song fits in that category of Appetite for Destruction. The song, again, appears to be live. It's not really live. It's just a studio album. They put a bunch of audience in the background, audience effects.
I think that's fucking hilarious, by the way.
It is. I mean, really and it's called Live Like a Suicide, too. It's like, okay, so it's not live at all. So. It's weird. And they could have done it because they were playing everywhere at the time.
Right.
So it's just weird. I
they didn't like any of their recordings, or they didn't bother recording.
Why they specifically did that whole production. It's like, and it was already when they were signed with Geffen. So it's like, okay, why this? Anyhow. So it's the first track off their first release, which is the EP of Live Like a Suicide. It's actually live and then a bunch of characters like a suicide. So like you're swearing. Like I said, it really isn't live. The 4 songs in the EP were selected from the band's demo tapes. So they had a collection of 11, from what I've found, 11 songs that they had recorded demos in, and these are the 4 they selected. And ironically enough, this is the only song that they recorded that was actually written by Hollywood Rose.
Really? Okay. Wow.
So something they carried over. In fact, there you can find recordings of on YouTube of Hollywood Rose performing this song before Guns N' Roses.
Wow.
That's my number 4, Reckless Life, live but not live.
Well, I have a question. With Hollywood Rose, was Tracy Guns part of that?
No. But for a small period of time, Axl Rose was part of Guns, part of LA Guns.
Right.
Yeah. But at one time too, though, Slash was part of Hollywood Rose. So it's very intertwined of a bunch of friends who knew each other that got together and made bands. Really, that's how those three bands were. So,
well, I remember. I'm sorry.
Incestual.
Oh, very much.
Absolutely. I know
was.
on one of the episodes previously you mentioned the timeline with Tracy Guns. And so I thought that was part of that timeline.
It was. I wasn't going to get into it. I literally, part of my notes was like rehashing all that again. And I was like, I'm not going to rehash the same things again because no one really cares about that really part. Where they really come from. It really was, they both had two different bands, Hollywood Rose and LA Guns. Hollywood Rose broke up for a little bit, and then Axl joined Guns N' Roses or LA Guns for a little bit of time. And then that's when they kind of that fizzled apart, and then that's when Tracy and Axl got back together and said, "Hey, let's make Guns N' Roses or AIDS, whatever you want to call it."
The chocolate dietary substance.
When I met Tracy Guns, I should have asked AIDS. Whose idea was to call the band AIDS? I want to know this.
Oh my god! Yeah, Jesus.
That's my number one, though. Like I said, I've always liked that album because it's really good stuff. If you like it, I will say this right now. If you like Appetite for Destruction, you will like Live Like a Suicide.
Yeah.
It's a really good EP. It's got the same vigor and violent lyrics and passionate music that Appetite is really good at.
I gotta be honest, I don't have a recollection of listening to any of that.
And see, there was only 10,000 copies printed back in the day.
It was rare when you knew someone that had it. That's like I said, it was. What's that?
Because I heard of Guns N' Roses back in the day because I had LA Guns first album. A buddy of mine's like, "Oh, you gotta try Guns N' Roses," and it's like he had the original cover, and so that's how I first heard them. Was that? I was like, "Oh, this is great," because I was into all those sleazy bands. We call it sleaze rock, call it garage rock back in the day, but it was like LA Guns, Faster Pussycat, Hanoi Rocks, Guns N' Roses.
Love Hate.
But Guns N' Roses is kind of the
Jizzy Pearl.
Yeah, well, it really was.
Love Hate was part
Jizzy
of
Pearl. Ugly head.
Love Hate was in there. There we go. We got Jizzy in there. We need Prince in there. We got Jizzy in there.
Oh, you got it. You got Prince in there. Damn you,
Jizzy and Jizzy.
My number 3, I'm surprised no one picked because it's actually a popular album track. I love it because it does all the things we talked before. It's aggressive. It talks about drug abuse. It's very frank about what it's talking about. It doesn't paint a perfect or a pretty picture at all. It's Mr. Brownstone.
Brownstone, right? I knew that. I knew that's exactly where you're going.
It's actually one of the earliest songs that they wrote before they signed with the Geffen Records. Written by Axl Rose / and Izzy Stradlin. It's a 4th track on the album. Never released as a single, but the title obviously is slang for heroin and directly addresses the drugs addiction. And I think some of Axl's best lyrics. I really do.
Number 6 on my list.
Yeah, missed it by that much.
Listed by that much.
But again, I can repeat. I could take any song from Appetite and say it's this. They're all the same thing because they did such a good job putting that record together. And like I said, if you like that album, check out Live Like a Suicide, and check out the live version of Lies. You don't have to listen to the acoustic stuff. Listen to the first 4 tracks of
right.
It sounds just like Appetite as well. So that's what I'd say. If you like Appetite, try those other 2 albums out. That's my number 2, Mr. Brownstone.
Nice.
Number 5 was my number 5.
Nice.
That's all I have to say about it.
Yeah, I get up around 7 and I get out of bed around 9.
Yeah. My number 1 and 2 are CMZ's. Number 2 is Civil War. I've always loved the song since the album came out because I was one of the guys when the album came out. I bought it. It was expensive too because it was a double album. But I same notes as Jimmy. But again, I've always seen this with the one track. I could be wrong. I could have fit into the end of Appetite. But again, I just love his lyrics. Love the whole structure of the song. It really starts out really kind of like, especially the lead in with from
Cool Hand Luke.
Yeah, from Cool Hand Luke. Yeah, this is just it fits
Yeah.
so perfect. A lot of times those things are like really catchy, really like cheesy, and they don't really age well. It fits perfect for this song. Really
Well,
does.
and now you say that, that's what made me actually discover Cool Hand Luke. I didn't know that because it's so old, right? For me,
Right.
I didn't know about that movie. So I went and found that quote off of that song. I went and found that movie.
Yeah.
It turns out it's a decent movie.
It's a pretty good
very,
movie.
It's a very good movie, yes.
But yeah, to this day, I can't think of too many things where I have like a spoken intro or a spoken part in a song where it ages well. It always sounds kind of dated, and this always is still to this day when I listen to it today again for the millionth time. It fits very well for that song. So kudos to them for doing that because it fits it perfectly.
One of the things I forgot to say during my part of that is there's a tenderness in the very beginning of this song.
Yeah,
and then it goes into GNR. But there's like a tenderness, like a soft spot to it.
Yeah, well put. And it wasn't that tenderness that they try with other songs that I don't care for and Use Your Illusion. It seemed to me very much legit, Yeah, it wasn't performative.
Yeah,
yeah, well put. So that makes my number one. It's So Easy.
Nice.
Again, this song, we're talking about earworms before in the past and previous episodes. This is an earworm. It's still in my head right now. And I listened to it 6 hours ago. So it's still fucking it right now.
Oh, yeah.
And again, it does all the things I said before. It's the aggressive lyrics. It's him just like telling you to fuck off. It's all those things, that was like when you were that kid at that age in 1987, you wanted to say or you felt, right?
Yeah.
Like it or not, as big as they were, as big as this album became, as kind of commercial as the album became, it doesn't draw away from where the band came from at the time when they wrote and recorded those songs.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I played this album through the roof all the time, and this has always been up there because again, it's just like that one part, and you can fuck up. It's just yeah, it's just great emotion, man. I love it.
Yeah.
But I know. I think that it doesn't surprise me we had so many hits off of or tracks off of Appetite for Destruction because again, it's the perfect album for all intents and purposes, right?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Whether you're a huge fan of the band or not, it was especially of the day. There was no band bigger than them at the time.
No, it's like you said about Use Your Illusions, when people have put together the best 12 tracks or whatever. I think it killed their career. Amongst their feuding and the band members changing and people not getting along with Axl and him being a douchebag. All that. Yeah, if you take away all that stuff, why did you put out all those songs at once? I always say this. I said that about Siamese Dream. Why'd you release all those songs at once? Why didn't label restrictions or not? Why do you stretch it out? Like it's great for the consumer, I guess, but it's also like fuck. Some of these are duds. Like
it was great for them too because they sold 36 million albums for those.
Yeah, no, it sells. But then Spaghetti Incident, what are the sales on that?
Yeah,
it's fucking shitty covers.
Just shitty. But at the time, I think the band was breaking up at the time. They were together by duct tape and twine, physically and emotionally.
Well, if you spend 3 years in a studio trying to be creative with someone and arguing for 3 years to
you want to put them 6 feet under for sure.
Yeah, right.
You used to love them.
Maybe.
Well, do you guys remember? Okay, Use Your Illusion came out, and there was a 3 to 5 month period between Use Your Illusion 1 and 2, or was it shorter? If I remember, everyone
they released the same day.
Were they?
Yeah. Same day.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
when's the next album coming out? Okay.
Yeah, and it's great. You're like, holy fuck! But it was like, even then, I remember it being awesome. But I'm also thinking, holy fuck, it's a lot. Like,
yeah, I still remember walking Musicland. Is always the two albums right next to each other. Always, it's like
Orange and Blue. Yeah.
And now they put them together as one compilation. They just call it Use Your Illusion now. But
it's only 17 vinyl albums now.
I think they just had like a special edition come out. So it was something like that. It was just absolutely gigantic.
It weighs 37 pounds.
You
cannot use your IKEA album holder on it.
Can't put it on your shelf with the rest of your vinyl because it breaks the shit.
Put it in your copy. Oh shit. Well, I think we encompassed GNR.
I think so really well. Yeah.
Plus, I'm not surprised we didn't hear any of the newer stuff because they released 5 or 6 tracks in the last 4 years or so.
Yeah, wasn't there just like 2 songs just released?
Yeah, yep, couple, yeah, yep.
Nothing and something else.
Yeah, and those were older tracks that they had just released. So.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. And I think one of them too, they had written, or he had wrote for Chinese Democracy, but then they re-recorded it to make sure the new guys were on it. So
it kind of lost me.
Well, again, his voice hasn't aged well, and when you sing like he did, which I don't know how you do, and I've said
many throat surgeries.
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy on a voice when you're singing, and you're just swaying back and forth. I don't know.
Right. I thought he said it was so easy.
He's lied. All right, good show, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Hey, do us a favor. Comment. Tell us what your 4 favorite songs are from Guns N' Roses. Tell us what your least favorite songs of Guns N' Roses. I don't care. Just leave us a comment. Give us a like. Click on that bell and like AC/DC. Subscribe. Make a comment and do it. I just got another thing from Spotify today. You're supposed to leave comments on Spotify. They said, no, you really want people to leave comments on Spotify. It'll help you out. So do that. We'd love that. Great.
Yes.
Go buy a t-shirt. JustRankPod.com. My name's Joe. His name Chris. His name is Jim. His name is Dick. And we love you, but go fuck yourself. Yeah.
Book upon thee.
Why don't you just fuck off?
Just Ranked is researched and produced by the Just Ranked crew. Editing and mixed by Joe Burkle. Socials and marketing by DJR Media Services. Theme music by Blue Joker. If you're enjoying the show, please set your podcast app to download new episodes and help spread the word by leaving a review and tell everyone you know to listen.
Oh, fuck upon me.
Fuck upon me.
Why don't you go fuck yourself?